Welcome everybody to DeerCast. This is the latest version with all the newest of features within the DeerCast app, and you're going to be absolutely blown away, much like we are. We've been working on this for quite some time. Enjoy it. It was created for you.
The DeerCast forecast, really the foundation of our app. It is an algorithm that interprets 13 different weather variables across 13 different phases in an hour-by-hour basis out to 14 days if you have that particular level.
The DeerCast forecast was a brain trust many years ago. Somewhat unbeknownst to Mark and I, we're both very analytical when it came to whitetail movement. We really didn't know what we were doing. We made every mistake in the book, but at the time we were even back then being very analytical and documenting and trying to log information away as to why they were moving, when they were moving, where they were moving. We just couldn't quite put it all together or figure it out. Fast forward to today and things are a little bit different. An hour-by-hour real-time whitetail movement predictor that's algorithm driven.
It is the most advanced algorithm ever produced for whitetail deer. It's unique and extremely accurate. We released it a few years ago. Since then, we have tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it. And right now, there is no doubt about it. It is the most powerful tool you can have for predicting whitetail movement.
Is there any bigger task or a tougher problem than trying to figure out a whitetail deer as far as when they're going to move during daylight hours? It literally takes whitetail movement down to the hour up to 14 days in advance. So it will allow you to plan trips. It will allow you to try and maximize the time in a stand. So it's all about getting out there and hunting whitetails when they're up on their feet and moving.
We have taken DeerCast to the next level by including our mapping feature. Within our maps, you'll be able to see topography, you'll be able to see elevation, you'll be able to zoom in, look at all your different food plots, and do so many different things that are integral to having a map. You'll hear us say that we're laser focused on the whitetail hunter. By that, I mean we want to take our experience within DeerCast to another level by helping you understand what weather does to whitetails, how it affects their movement, and now what weather does and how it affects your next step, whether that be through precipitation, through wind direction and speed, through an individual route into a stand. So don't look at DeerCast Maps as just another app with maps. It's really all about how the environment and the weather affects you and your daily decisions. Not only how it affects the deer and how they're going to move, but how it affects you specifically. What rain can mean for access, what rain can mean for overall herd health, what wind direction and speed can do and make you change your access into a stand, or perhaps where you're going to sit that day, what the heat does, what the departure from normal temperature does, whether it's warmer than normal or colder than normal, and how much warmer and colder it is than normal. All of these different elements wrapped into one app all of a sudden takes you to the next level. You still have to make the decisions in the field, but we're giving you all of the playbook and all of the help we can here within DeerCast. And I'll say it now, and I'm going to say it many times. It's focused on you. It's laser focused on helping you become a better deer hunter.
You can set your waypoints. You can create and manage all of your food plots. You can measure distances. You can access parcel data, check the wind. You can record GPS tracks, and much more.
There are a lot of different mapping solutions out there. We feel like ours is more custom tailored to the whitetail hunter than any other mapping solution found within an outdoor app. Range Station, a unique feature within DeerCast this year. With our range station feature, you can accurately place range stations throughout your hunting areas to see an estimated amount of rain that gets estimated off of reports and also the radar when it goes through.
That's the nice part. You literally can place those range stations on any parcel, any farm, different states, wherever you want to put it. You can find out more information about how much rain you got, the historical data, and also the future and what exactly you got on that particular parcel. Whether it's clover, corn, beans, biologic, it doesn't matter. If you're trying to manage a farm, range station is a feature that you're going to absolutely fall in love with.
Look no further than a place going through severe drought to understand the importance of rain. One thing's for sure, when it comes to herd health, antler growth, so many different things are tied back to precipitation, and that's exactly why we have a rain station, which is unique to DeerCast.
In DeerCast, we now have wind check, which kind of gives you a cone depending on the wind speed or wind velocity. And this cone will give you a really, really good idea how wide it is or how wide that spray is.
How many times you've been sitting there wondering how fast the wind was blowing and where it might be going in the downwind direction? Well, with our wind check feature, you can place with accuracy a wind checker in your exact hunting location or someplace that you plan to hunt. You can now take wind and look at it over the next several days. You can look at it over the next 24 hours, or if you choose, you can go all the way out to 5 days. And if you scroll along the timeline, it's going to show you changes, not only in direction, but also speed. As you see the speed change, you'll also see the cone change. There are optimum speeds that give you the best cone and the best, most consistent wind direction. There are other speeds that are going to throw you fits. We give you tips about that within the written part of the app. But if you look at it through time, it can help you make better decisions now and in the future.
Now, what it isn't able to do is calculate topography as far as what those currents are doing. But it does give you a basic idea, which is nice. You know, you always like to have that wind in your face when you're going to your stand. It's never good to have it at your back, winding all the deer that you're trying to hunt.
It's a unique feature to DeerCast. Couple it with Rain Station, and you can see just how focused we are on making you become a better whitetail hunter.
Well, another fantastic feature is really trying to calculate area. Whether you're hunting 20 acres or 2,000 acres, and you've got a 1/4 acre food plot or a 10-acre food plot, it's always nice to know the exact area of that particular parcel or that little food plot.
You can estimate if you're going to go out and do a food plot, or perhaps you can estimate if you want a certain block of woods that you're going to go out and cut and do TSI in, or if you're just trying to figure out your overall hunting area, you can use this tool to figure out the exact size. We use it all the time for figuring out chemicals for spray, figuring out seed rates, figuring out fertilizer. It can also help save you money because you know exactly how much you need when it comes to chemicals and fertilizer and seed. It's a very invaluable tool, and once again, it's focused on the white-tailed deer hunter.
Well, here's another feature in path tracking that we felt extremely essential. This is one that we use on a pretty regular basis, whether we're shed hunting, whether you're tracking or trailing a deer, whether you're wanting to share with someone else access to and from that stand or where you parked your vehicle, or maybe you're putting in a food plot and you want to know just exactly how far you walked.
Sometimes you lose track of where you've seeded or where you've disked or cultivated. Well, by turning Path Tracker on, it will show you the exact path you've already covered and make sure that you're not wasting fuel or time.
It's a necessary item that we feel is extremely helpful to each and every hunter.
When it comes to waypoints, we really focused in on the ones that we think we need the most to mark out exactly different spots, different strategies, different thoughts when it comes to deer hunting.
Whether you're looking, wanting a place where your tree stands are at, or where your cameras are at, or where your truck's at, or where you found a shed antler last spring. All of those, there's a concise library of purpose-built waypoints that you can apply. So a much needed feature, one that we just felt extremely essential within the app. Well, here's a feature I think that the more you use it, the more you want to use it, and that's parcel data. We get in a habit of clicking onto it and looking at this parcel information on a pretty regular basis. So whether you're just trying to gain access to new ground or you just want to find out who the landowner is that's adjacent to you, you'll see property lines along with the owner's name, tax address, county, and acreage.
When it's on, you can gain access to new ground, you can find public ground, you can share different parcel names with friends or other hunting buddies. It helps you contact that landowner. Say you have to track a deer onto a neighboring piece, or say you want to try and gain permission. There's a lot of different uses for parcel data, but most importantly, you can easily turn them on or turn them off as needed.
The measurement tool is just one other feature within DeerCast Maps that is absolutely essential as far as we're concerned, as far as hunters.
I've used it before to say, okay, how wide is this food plot? And if they're halfway between here and the end of it, well, they're at 25 yards because it's 50. So we use it all the time to try and establish different distances when you don't have a rangefinder with you. And once again, we do this because we use it all the time, and we think you as a whitetail hunter would want to use it as well.
Radar and forecasts. Have you ever been washed out of a hunt, literally, or a big downpour just about the time you get climbed up in a tree stand, find out that you wish you'd have checked the radar? Now you have that ability.
Not only do we give you current, we also give you some predictive radar as well so that you can see what's coming. Couple that with your rain station, and all of a sudden you've got this 1-2 punch as it pertains to precipitation. We talked about how important precip is. Well, it can make or break any individual hunt. And with our Doppler radar, you'll be able to see what's coming, stay safe, and also know when those deer might be moving on the backside of that front. DeerCast Track. This feature's been in DeerCast the last couple of seasons, and once again, it is laser focused on your needs. I always say it's the help you need when you need it the most. You take the cursor, show exactly on the anatomically correct deer where you think you hit, and then our library will backfill based on the spot you chose on that deer.
Depending on whether it's quartering to, broadside, quartering away, all of those different hits are in that database. Pull it up, and then it will go into great length. We've got 4 seasoned veterans that talk about how long you should wait, what vitals you may or may not have hit, and then really all we're wanting to do is help you recover that animal. This is an extremely important feature. We felt committed making sure that it was included, and hopefully this one will help you find that next whitetail. Well, here's a feature, the DeerCast community. I like to call it our news feed. It's always fun to see what someone else is harvesting, what they did with their family, their children, and this allows you to do that. It allows you to talk to team members. It allows you to communicate with other DeerCast members.
There's an article every single day that goes up. It may be the most advanced and most educational news feed, and it's down to business. It's down to deer hunting. It's down to turkey hunting. Check it out within DeerCast. It's the best news feed out there for whitetail hunters. Our journal section is unique. We take our content and get it to you, the viewer, generally within about 24 to 36 hours. So it is real-time hunting action from the field within our journals. You see what tactics they use, what's working for them, and it can actually tell you what stage the deer are in throughout the season because there's so much information within these journal entries.
It's rather raw, but it's edited in a hurry and it's put up in a hurry so that you get to watch it in a hurry. This is something you can see almost instantaneously, and the moment they go up, we want to share them with you. It's just a great feature within the app. This is one you'll enjoy.
Our fan share feed, annually we get 30 to 50,000 different submissions. You can go in there and look at the success everyone else is having, and I find it quite entertaining and very informational to see what people are saying and how they're succeeding during different parts of the season.
Submit your stuff, make comments on others, get really interactive with other members within the app, and kind of allows you to brag, if you will. It's a little bit of a bragging board, so it's always fun to get into that fan share feed.
The fan share feed is one of my favorite features within DeerCast, and once again, we make it about you. We want you to tell us how you're doing. That's why we have that particular feature within DeerCast. It's laser focused on you, the user.
You know, it's just one of many in this newest version of DeerCast 2.0, so sit back and enjoy them all because they're coming at you. They were created for you.